Sagittarius. It's the Scorpio Stellium, your no bullshit tarot card reader. I'm going to take a look at your predictions for the week of October 18th. But I do things a little bit differently here. I actually teach you what the card meanings are. I pull the astrology into it, so you're learning about that as well. And at the end of every reading, I do a pick a card for what your message from the universe or what you need to hear right now is. So let's go ahead and jump in, Sagittarius, and see what is cooking for you this week. Feel one more shuffle. All right, that's good. Not over yet. That's the whole gist of this. Is not over yet. All right, so what we start off with is the Fool. This is the energy of pure potential. So I think that you may be taking a risk for something that you may have already experienced. You may have already been there, done that, and so it feels to me like this is a risk for you and you're aware of what the risk is. But it is also the energy of change. Uranus is the planet associated with the Fool, and Uranus is all about change. I call it the monkey wrench because it's like where did that come in? You know, like just throwing everything for a loop. So there is big change coming at the beginning of this week. The Queen of Swords is next to this. I think that this is an energy of either you or another person, but this energy is an individual who is trying to keep a measure of cool about them. They're not trying to get like all emotional about the situation, even though there's excitement about it because the Sun is next to the Queen of Swords. She's looking at it. She's like, I think that this could be a really good thing. I'm willing to give this another shot, but I'm not going to get my hopes up yet, which is probably a smart move. The Sun is all about joy and pleasure and being content and just like such pure innocent happiness. And then we have this line below that's like, okay, now I get why there is some hesitation to fully giving over to that emotion and not just actually jumping off the cliff yet, because there's hesitation. The hesitation is because of an individual that you're dealing with that has not treated you very well in the past, who may have made some bad decisions. The King of Swords, so this is where he did not use his judgment well. He did not use logic and reasoning well, or he used his own version of that. And I say he because it's a king, but this energy can be male or female. It's just that the energy of it is they didn't really behave properly, okay? And it caused you a bunch of stress, which is the Nine of Swords. It's reversed here, so the stress is alleviated somewhat by, we'll get to it, okay, and I'll tell you what it is. But the stress is somewhat alleviated if it were in the upright position. Now, the Nine of Swords is Mars, which is one of the malefic planets, one of the planets that can bring trouble because it's so forceful. Mars is all about force and oomph behind something. In and of itself, it's not a bad thing, but applied to mental processes can lead to overthinking and anxiety. So this is where Mars in Gemini, a thinking kind of zodiac sign, comes into play. Then we get the Death card reversed. This is Scorpio's card. So you may be dealing with Scorpio, you may be dealing with some other air signs, which are represented fairly heavily here. That's going to be Gemini, that's going to be Libra, that's going to be Aquarius. And you may also, Scorpio is showing up a lot. Maybe possibly Libra here as well, but again, that's an air sign. So Scorpio's card, the Death card reversed, this is not over. That's why I'm like, this is not done and over with. There's something that maybe you thought was going to be over, or you didn't think there was anything left to it and that you just needed closure and to just move on from that particular place or situation. but it's not over. And I think that there is still some heartbreak around this situation, but it's having the Three of Swords, which is about heartache. Having it reversed is telling me that we are alleviating some of that. We're not healed, but we are thinking that maybe there's a possibility that we could be one day, okay? And that card is Saturn, lessons. That's the greater malefic. So Mars and Saturn are the malefic planets. Saturn is the greater malefic. So it is more restricting. It's more about challenges. It's Saturn in Libra. So challenges in what? Libra is associated with fairness in relationships. So challenges in relationships. That's where we get the meaning of the Three of Swords primarily. And it's showing us, though, that the challenges are overcomable. They're not insurmountable. We have the Five of Cups next to it. So there's grief and there's still sadness over it. Like I said, you haven't healed from whatever's happened. You're not just letting it go. You may be actually focused on some of the sadness and the things that went badly more than you should be. So it might be time to move past some of it and start to look at what can be redeemed. The Five of Cups being Mars. Okay, remember, lesser malefic in Scorpio. So Mars is actually the ruler of Scorpio. Don't tell me it's Pluto. I'm going to give you the talk about traditional astrology. But Mars is the nocturnal ruler. So Scorpio being a nocturnal sign. It is when we apply force to the heavy emotions associated with Scorpio. And it can get pretty depressing. It can get pretty dark in our Scorpio brains. And so this is where we get this meaning with the Five of Cups, where we're so fixated on what's lost that we choose to overlook what is redeemable. A lot of the key words that people remember about the Five of Cups is crying over spilled milk. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles last. So this is where it shows me that not only is this situation not over, but there's still a ton of potential left in it. The aces, again, are all about renewing, I guess I shouldn't say renewing, about just newness, period. It's about like the pure raw potential of something. When we pull like that diamond out of a mine, you know, it looks like shit, but then they clean it up and they cut it and it just shines and sparkles. It's like, it's the potential of what could be. And this whole spread, look at it. It starts with a card about pure potential and it ends with a card about pure potential. So this is showing me that this whole mess that has happened, you can put the past behind you and you can move forward from it because it's not over yet. Let's clarify some cards here. I'm going to shuffle this deck and then I'm going to overhand shuffle it, you know, just for good measure. This is how I do things here. Okay, let's clarify the sun. This is that, you're feeling some hope about it. I mean, the sun is nothing but positive. And I don't think that you really want to give in to the positivity yet because you don't want to be let down, but it's still there. You can't deny it. You can't deny it. All right. The Wheel of Fortune. Fuck, how do you get such a good card? The sun, clarified by such a good card. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, y'all saw that, and I'm like, I'm just going to put it back in the deck, but it's the sun too. Okay, guys, look, this week is going to, you might not want to see it or fully give into it or risk it, but you might just have to risk it this week because this is like something fated, karmic, turning in your direction. Like the tides are turning in your favor and now there's good fortune coming. And then the sun, again, it's like abundant, pure joy. Okay, so I know you're trying to be like, play it cool here, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to play it cool. Because this person has hurt you. And let's look at that. Let's look at that reverse Three of Swords. Really, it's the reverse Nine of Wands, the reverse Three of Swords, and the Five of Cups, all that are telling me that this person has hurt you. This situation has hurt you. Okay, the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. So these are all court cards. And the Knights are all about action. This is the passion kind of action, the Knight of Wands. And this is the love, romance kind of action. Put them together and you have a hot, steamy, fun mess. I say that in a fun way, but this is like the love and the passion, the chemistry and the emotion together. And here, caught right in the middle, the Queen of Pentacles. And she's just like, yeah, I know it. I'm hot shit. Because you are. The Queen of Pentacles, though, on all honesty, is the nurturer. She is grounded and she's confident in herself and her own ability to handle things. So I do think that this is telling you that, one, you have what it takes. Like, you are really attractive. And two, you may also be dealing with two individuals. You may be dealing with two suitors that want your attention. For some of you. Now, I still don't know what's hurt you about it. So I'm going to look at that some more, clarify some more. Queen of Swords and the Emperor. Okay, this is somebody from your past, Six of Cups, that did not want to establish Emperor reversed something with you, and you were like off with their heads. Okay, you were pissed off about it. Let's just put it that way. The reason I say off with their heads is because in the Thoth deck, the Queen of Swords has literally got her sword and she's like holding the head. You see it? But yeah, this is somebody that you've known for a long time, that you have some major history with, and they weren't actually wanting the relationship on the level that you were. Maybe you were wanting to just have that title that they didn't want to give. And then the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. We're going to clarify this potential, this gorgeous, gorgeous potential. With the Princess of Wands, there's an adventure to be had here. So the Princess in the Thoth deck is like the Page of Wands in a traditional like Rider-Waite or some of the decks you might have. The pages are messengers, they are travelers, and the wands are all about passion and initiative. So this is a new adventure that you're embarking upon, and I think that it's encouraging you to let the past be the past and take this new situation for what it is, because people can change. It's true. I know nobody wants to hear it, but people can change. All right, let's do your pick a card, your message from the universe, what you need to hear this week. Clean up my mess here. I know more than one message may resonate with you, but please, please know that one of them is truly yours. So hold on to that card that you choose. All right. So we have 1, 2, and 3. If you chose the first one, the Empress, this is a time for you to be creativity, to be creative, to tap into your divine feminine, you know, to really like feel yourself. That sounded really naughty. But, you know, like feel good in your skin and who you are and have that confidence. It's also a card that's telling you that this is a fertile time, because the Empress is often shown as being pregnant. It is a fertile time in your life to create something, okay? So this can be a relationship or anything that you are wanting to create. All right, for the second card, this is the reversed 5 of coins. It's telling me that you have been abandoned before. You've been pushed out before, but now is the time for you to come back in. Now is the time for you to get the love that you desire and to be priority in somebody's life and not to be afraid of that. The third one is the 9 of Wands. This may be a little bit of a funky kind of, it is positive, but I feel like it's more helpful than it is just a positive kind of thing. The 9 of Wands is to not necessarily let your guard down. You know, the defensiveness is probably a good defense mechanism for what has actually happened. So taking things slow is not a bad idea here. The Nine of Wands is like, I've been through a battle before and I can forgive, but I'm not going to forget. Okay, have a great week and I will see you next week.